Fantastic. Okay, why don't we start with who you are and your role in the show?
I'm Cassius. I'm playing through one.
Cool. So what originally drew you to this project?
The audition, to be honest. And then I listened to the music and I fell in love with it. So I felt I read the script and I listened to music. It's really unlike any other show. It's not generic at all. It's so unique in its plot and structure. And yeah, hearing the music and having loved Prince music for ages, I felt absolutely. When I got the audition, I was like, absolutely. When I had the meeting, I was like, I'd love to do this, and I'm very grateful to be doing it.
What was the audition process like?
Well, I think initially there was another person involved that couldn't do it anymore, so it was very last minute. A couple of weeks ago, and I was in Malta filming, and my agent sent me this audition, and then I had the audition, and then the next day I had a Zoom with Drew, and he offered me it, and I was like, what? So yeah, really
That's
lucky.
really quick as well.
I know, really lucky.
Wow.
Really lucky to be here with everyone.
Yeah. So why do you think the story is important to tell to today's audiences on a stage and in a musical format?
It's important because it is very relatable to everyone involved, and I think it reminds you that it's okay to be struggling. We're all just trying. We're all making mistakes. We're all following our dreams, or maybe not, or maybe, and that is okay. And I think just we're all collectively going through something, whether it's the tiniest thing or the biggest thing. We're always all going through something, or missing people, and trying just to be happy. And I think that's a really powerful thing to know that it's okay not to be okay.
Yeah. What are 3 words you would use to describe the musical?
Oh God, powerful, unique, and absolute bots.
That's a good one. I've never heard that one.
Yeah.
Do you have like a favorite lyric or a quote from the show?
Oh, that's such a good question. Let me have a think. Take a glance. This is about talking about being a kid.
Yeah.
Take a glance, because I believe if you're there long enough, you'd never want to leave. Why would you ever leave? Those lyrics, for me, I really resonate too as an adult, being like, oh, I wish I could be a kid again. I was lucky, you know. I mean, we all have hardships in our childhood, some really hard ones. I still look back as a bit of being a kid, and I'm really grateful for all of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Is that one that your character says?
Yeah.
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 Well, thank you so much. So why don't we start off with who you are and your role in the show?
Hi, my name is Amy Atkinson and I play through number 3.
Great. So what originally drew you to the role and the project?
Oh, so many things. I mean, the music, definitely. I listened to Drew's album on Spotify and I was just completely blown away. It's such gorgeous music, but not only that, it's just the lyrics are so fabulous. And then obviously the cast as well, some incredible actors in the room. And yeah, I'm very lucky to be here.
What was the audition process like?
Well, I was very lucky. They just called me up and said, do you want to do it? Which doesn't happen, by the way, very often. So I feel very privileged to be in that position. But yes, so I'm hoping that they are not disappointed with their casting option of me.
Surely not. Why do you think this story is important to tell on stage in a musical format to audiences today?
I think it's just really important to let people know that, you know, none of us have got I'm allowed to swear, none of us have got our shit together. It doesn't matter how old we get. Even though it might look like we do, we don't. And I think that's why for people to hear is really important. That we're all just trying to get through and do our best. And for me, what's been amazing in life in general is just when I'm having a bad day or someone's been bad to me, just to realize that they're going through something and that it's something that I don't know. And that's made me a much more empathetic and patient person.
Do you have a favorite lyric or favorite quote from the show?
I think just we aren't kids anymore. It just says what it is, you know. It's like we're on our own, you know. We're all looking after ourselves. I mean, we're surrounded by friends and family, and you know, I'm very lucky to have such amazing people around me. But at the end of the day, we're kind of on our own navigating it. So yeah, it's a bit of a scary place to be, isn't it?
What are 3 words you would use to describe the musical?
Oh, inspiring, definitely. This is 2 words, but like life affirming And I think, I don't know, like intriguing. It makes you think.
How do you relate to your character?
I think just again knowing that it's okay to not have everything sorted, and just sometimes people can on the outside be doing something that might look bad, but we're not bad people. Sometimes we do things that you think, why did I do that? But it doesn't mean you're a normal person. You're just navigating your way and trying to do your best and trying not to hurt anyone in the process. But sometimes people get hurt along the way.
If there was one piece of advice you could give yourself when you were like 10 years old, what would you?
It definitely be to not care so much about what others think and to not be afraid to fail. I think I spent a lot of my time worried about looking silly or doing something stupid. Whereas now, as I've got older, I think that's have that and not caring about how you come across, or as long as you're not hurting anyone. So that's okay. So to just be yourself, and sometimes you're going to fail, and sometimes you're going to mess up, but it's okay. You'll get over it.
That's really good advice.
Thank you.
Why don't we start off with who you are and your role in the show?
Hi, I'm James Smith and I'm the director of We Aren't Kids Anymore. And I'm Chris and I am the choreographer of the show.
Okay. So what originally drew you to the project?
I listened to the album 5 years ago and I was like, I think this could be a musical. And here we are now. And I think I was very fortunate that I got to see the workshop last year as an audience member. And so then when the call came through, I was like, absolutely, this music, this show, and working with Drew, and Chris and the team, it's a dream to serve.
So why do you think this musical, the story, is important to tell to today's audiences on a stage and in a musical format?
I think because musicals are really accessible, and we are all going through the characters are going through. So we're all on the same journey of these guesses of what life is and making choices and decisions that create changes for us. So it's kind of like a bit of a group session watching this show. We can all see bits of ourselves or learn new things about ourselves. Yeah, it's a show about us, it's a show about now, it's a show about then and gone. It's a show for everyone, really. It's timeless.
Do you guys have a favorite lyric or piece of dialogue from the show?
No matter how fast it's everybody has to grow. Yeah, and mine's really on and on and on.
Describe the musical in 3 words.
Relevant. Deep. Honest.
If you could tell yourself when you were 10 years old a piece of advice, what would you have told your younger self?
Breathe, relax, and take it easy. Run more because you do enjoy it.
You did? Are you one of those runners now?
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get into it because everyone seems to be doing it now.
Yeah, I think running's all about you and your pace, your journey. Do what you want to do, not compare yourself to others.
Yeah, it's life as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Why don't we start off with who you are and your role in the show? Who you are and your role in the show.
Okay. I'm Nigel Harmon and I'm playing Drew. Oh,
What drew you to the project originally?
the cast.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I saw Amy and Mel were attached, I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know Cassius, didn't know Dylan, then sort of checked out and went, oh, okay. And then I listened to the music and went, oh, okay. So then it was easy after that.
What was the audition process like for you?
They just asked me if I did.
That's ideal.
Clearly hadn't done this thing.
Why do you think the story is so important to tell to today's audiences on a stage in a musical format?
I think what's interesting and important is that we don't isolate. So we don't think that our problems are our own and nobody else is going through them. I think what Drew has cleverly done is talking about stuff that we all recognise and then putting it in a public environment and an easy, accessible environment, as in through song. It means we can all relax and go, oh, it's not just me then. And I think that's one of the real strengths of the show.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite piece of dialogue or a lyric from the show?
There's not much dialogue in it. It's nearly all sung. I don't know the show well enough to have a favourite lyric, but I think When I Go is a really good song. And then I've got a couple of lovely songs, which hopefully will still be lovely after that.
I'm sure. 3 words to describe the musical.
Intimate, bold, touching.
If you could go back and tell your 10-year-old self a piece of advice, what would you tell yourself?
Try everything. Don't get locked into one idea. There's so many options in the world. There's so many paths. There's so many things to do. That don't get locked into one thought. You know, just keep everything open for as long as possible.
Yeah. Oh, that's really good. So why don't we start with who you are and your role in the show?
I'm Dylan Mulvaney. I'm making my West End debut as Drew #2. And I'm in my favorite city in the entire world. And we just had our second rehearsal. And I think it went pretty well. What do you think?
Yeah, 100%. I'm so excited.
Thank you.
So what originally drew you to the project?
I actually got a letter from Drew Gasparini, who wrote it, and it was a handwritten note, which I now think is maybe my love language. Because there's something that like everything is so fast now with emails and texts, but like to really sit down there and like take the time, and I think even Drew for me, that was really such a lovely thing. And when I listened to the music, I could find myself in every single song. I didn't care what song that I sang in the show because it was all so deeply relatable.
So why do you think the show is important to tell on stage to today's audiences in a musical format?
I think a lot of theater right now, and I love camp and I love vanilla, but I think that this is one that isn't like, it's not deeply traumatic, but it makes you think and like it makes our minds do a little bit of, heavy lifting to ask the hard questions, but in a really soft way. I think because it's through these like beautiful melodies that you're like, when you're asking like, what is my purpose? But it's being sang to you by like gorgeous West End theater people. It makes it a little easier to process.
I can imagine. What are 3 words you would use to describe the musical?
Oh, 3 words to describe the musical. I would say soft, hard, and earnest. There's a lot of earnest thoughts.
Do you have a favorite lyric from the show?
Oh my God. I think, oh God, well, oh, that's so hard. Not yet. I'm not yet.
You're gonna figure it out.
I'm gonna find out. I'll let you know.
Yes. And if you could go back and tell your 10-year-old self a piece of advice, what would you tell yourself?
Oh my God. Hey, 10-year-old Dill. I would say, wear what you want, sing what you want, be the kid that you were like always destined to be. And I'm so sad that I left that part of the feminine part of me for so long, but I found it again. And I would say to my 10-year-old self, you are making your West End debut as a woman, and it's going to be amazing. And I'm proud of you.
I love that.
Thank you.
So why don't we
Look at you at the camera.
whatever we're doing well? Yeah. So let's start off with who you are and your role in the show.
Say again, sorry.
Who you are and your role in the show.
I'm Jenny James, and I play Drew 6.
Okay. What originally drew you to the project?
The music. I was sent the cast album, the original concept album, and I listened to the music. I cried, I laughed, and then I just thought I have to sing Drew's music. I want to sing this piece. The music is just so heartfelt, so honest. I was like, I have to sing this music.
What's the audition process like?
I literally sent in a self-tape. From my home, I recorded it very, very late at night because I've had such a busy schedule.
Yeah.
And I literally sent the tape in. And then I think I got a call a couple of days later and said they'd like to do it. And I was like, what? Me? Really? So yeah, that's it.
That's exciting. Yeah. Why do you think the story is so important to tell to today's audiences on a stage in a musical format?
Because I think, society right now is, we all got as individuals, no matter, whether our skin, no matter our sexuality, what our background was, how we grew up, what our home life was like. And I think it's so lovely in the story to know that we're all the same person, and that's basically what it is. We're all the same person. We're all going through the same trials and tribulations. We all have the same issues. And I think the audience can sit there and watch the show and literally be like, that's me. And then somebody else is going to go, no, that's me. And somebody else is going to go, but that's me. And we're all going to really connect with this same entity of duo. And I think it's that. It's just a wonderful story that's never been told. You know, we're too scared to own up and go and listen, this is who I am as a person. And I think that's the real motto of the show, is really like, you should be allowed to be yourself, be the person you want to be, and get through life and navigate it in your own way. You know, no choice you make is wrong. It's your choice, as long as it's
Love that. What are 3 words you would use to describe the musical?
oh gosh. 3 words. Exciting, new, and honest.
Ooh, like honest is coming up a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honest.
Do you have a favorite lyric from the show?
My favorite lyric. Oh, you're really testing me. We're on day 2. I haven't even learned.
I know. I'm so impressed for day 2.
My favorite lyric. Oh, I don't know. Do you know what my favorite lyric is? And I think because this is a defining moment, is there's a beautiful song called Snow, and the opening lyric is, I found rock bottom. Because I think, you know, there's a point when everybody hits that point, and I've hit it myself in life, you know, when I was done and could see a way out. And I think just being able to say that, like, I'm here. I found rock bottom. I found it. Like, and to be honest about it is really going to hit home with so many people. That's the get your tissues out your bag and get ready. I think that's my favorite.
Love that. If you could go back and give your 10-year-old self a piece of advice, what would you tell yourself?
Never give up. Keep going. Keep believing, and trust. Know that it's okay to fail, but it's okay to also trust in people and rely on people and get strength from others around you, and just open up. I'm very much a closed book at times, and I think, you know, just being able to open up to people and ask for help, you know, is, you shouldn't be ashamed to ask for help from people, because people do love you and want to be here.
Love that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And why don't we start off with who you are and your role in the show?
I am Melanie Labari and I play Zulfan.
So what drew you to the project?
Well, I didn't know much about the project when I was first asked to be a part of it, but sometimes you do a project because of the people attached to it. And I had worked with Jake Smith previously, many years ago. And to see that Jake was attached to this project and really leading the charge, I wanted to come on board.
So was the audition process for you quite quick? Were you asked?
Audition for this, I was just asked to do it.
It seems like quite a few people were asked.
I think so. Well, because I think this is there will be a production. There will be a fake production, and then they will do, you know, they will not be whole process as they were. But I think, you know, sometimes when you're at this stage, you just get in a kind of a wish list of people that you want to do your work.
Yeah,
That's kind of like how it is.
right. So why do you think this story is important to tell to today's audiences on a stage in a musical format?
Stories are important to tell. You know, the silly ones, the funny ones, the deathly serious ones, the ones that make us think, the ones that would break our heart. I think this is such an expansive story. It is a story about the human. And there is never about time to tell a story about the human. There is never about time to put on stage, especially in a time of life where globally it seems as if politics is just stripping away everything from the human. The human is no longer important. It's demographics, it's money, it's, you know, it's all these other things become more important. And so when you get a musical like this, it is just about the person, the human. They just, you know, they just one soul. Then I think we need that. We need to sit in a place of the human and say, I see you and you see me.
Yeah, love that. That shared empathy kind of feeling with everyone, yeah. What are 3 words you would use to describe the musical?
It's musical. Oh Lord, I'm only on day 2, you know, I don't know that much about the musical. I would say reflective, existential, joyous.
Love that. Do you, I know it's day 2, but do you have a favorite lyric?
No, that's not it. I'm literally just reading the words as they come. We did do something earlier today. We were looking at it for the first time, and it was just a lot of patter about surrounding the word think and drink. And it was so clever, so well put together, so hard to do. that we were just like, oh, well, just trying to get it right. But I think musically, it was, you just have to come and see it.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Last question. If you could go back and tell your 10-year-old self a piece of advice, what would you tell yourself?
Um, you're probably never going to be loved. And that's perfectly okay.
Like that. Like a piece of advice. Thank you.